Friends, thanks for tuning in to the Legacy Summit with Antonio Valente. This is episode 9. Not bad, right? They said it wouldn't last, and here we are.
Here we are.
We're doing it and rocking and rolling. As a reminder for our first-time guests, and though I'm a wealth advisor based in Dallas, Texas, we're servicing clients across the country. This show is not about investing. It's not about money. It's about living a life of purpose. And my conversations with individuals and organizations that are legacy driven. It really is nice, Emilio, to be back up here. I know it's been a while. You know I love doing this show. You know we have such great conversations and amazing guests. It's hard to get up here. You know, my first responsibility is to the clients that we serve. Business is wonderful. We're helping a lot of families build and protect their legacies, but I am here today. I am so super excited about today's episode, and I might sing this. Maybe I will. I'm going for it. Good old Rocky Top, Tennessee. Ooh, man, that's kind of pitchy, but that's okay. That's just who I am. That's right. Today we have the privilege of speaking with one of the top universities in the country, the University of Tennessee, Knoxville College of Nursing. And friends, if you know me, you know I've spent this entire summer crisscrossing the country, checking out universities. I'm so excited. I'm proud to host the volunteer nursing program today. Similar and yet unique, the top universities and institutions are on a mission to develop some of the best nurses in the healthcare system. And today I will be highlighting the tip of the iceberg of what this incredible program is doing. And maybe just as importantly, how you, the viewers and audience, alumni, fans of this amazing institution can get involved and be part of the incredible story of what's going on at the College of Nursing in Knoxville. But before we get started, before I traveled to beautiful Knoxville, Tennessee, this trip started with an email to our Dallas-Fort Worth representative and missions counselor, Clinton Brown, who helped to put a heartbeat to the University of Tennessee and had us looking at the world in a new shade of orange. Clinton, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. I'm happy to be here.
It's great having you here. I feel like I've known you forever. It's only been a short time. Clinton, tell the viewers a little bit about yourself and what you do for the university.
Yeah, absolutely. So as an admissions counselor, my job is to just work with any families who want any part of Rocky Top and what the University of Tennessee Knoxville has to offer, whether that is as an alumni, whether it's sending your students there. I am there to just advise and counsel and help you find your home away from home. And hopefully that is on Rocky Top.
You've done an amazing job with our family. You really did help take the university, which is about 800 miles away from Dallas-Fort Worth, but you made it feel like it was part of our backyard all this time. And I know that you're super motivated and always excited. You're out there maybe throughout the whole entire state, right? Talking with high school students and really telling them all the amazing things going on at the university.
Yeah, absolutely. And I work with students from all over the state of Texas and several other states in the within our country. And my goal really is just much like working with you and your family is to get to know the students who want to come to Tennessee, help guide the family to find whether or not it's the right fit for them, and really just provide that volunteer service that goes from being on campus to out into the greater world.
And it is. And Emilio, let's share some of Clinton's information over here today so folks can reach out directly to you. We're going to have your email and your contact info. And we're also going to share how students in other parts of the country too can find their local Clinton Brown to help them on their process to Rocky Top. Because Clinton, I got to tell you, like, our level of appreciation for all that you've done for us has been amazing. The volunteer spirit is really a force. With a few phone calls, you helped set up some meetings for my daughter, Donna, and I to meet with some of the greatest folks and nicest folks that we've met at the College of Nursing in Knoxville.
It is truly all about that volunteer spirit, because that is something that my families that come especially from Texas and other states, and even my family growing up, there is nothing more welcoming than Knoxville, Tennessee, and the University of Tennessee, and we want that to be felt across the country, wherever that is. And so every person who's interested at all is family, and I'm so happy to hear that that's how you guys felt while you were going through it.
We loved it. Go Vols.
Go Vols, absolutely.
All right, so wheels up. We're off to Knoxville, Tennessee at the University of Tennessee College of Nursing. We're going to talk about the mission right now. So led by the Vols values, part of the mission of the College of Nursing at the University of Tennessee is to improve health through nurse-led care by integrating education, practice, research, scholarship, and innovation. And to say that they're meeting this goal would be an understatement. I know this firsthand because I've spent some time in Knoxville this summer and had the opportunity to meet, talk, and to learn from some of the finest folks in the industry, various faculty, staff members, and the amazing work that the College of Nursing is doing. The facts and figures celebrating over 50 years of success at the University of Tennessee, Knoxville College of Nursing is something truly to be proud of. That's for sure. In fact, though, hot off the press this week, the numbers keep getting better. Outstanding job. The College of Nursing is now ranked in the top 20 among public universities, and graduates of the nursing program regularly achieve one of the highest first-time pass rates on the annual National Council licensure exam. It's a 98.5% pass rate, which is an amazing rate. The pass rate is higher than both the national average, which is 87%, and the Tennessee average of 90%. But what doesn't show up on the rankings and the statistics is that volunteer spirit that we were talking about earlier in the show. Now, you might be asking yourself, what is that volunteer spirit? In my opinion, it was the warm hearts, the commitment to community that permeates throughout everyone I met at the university. Today, I'm proud to welcome the Dean of the College of Nursing, Dr. Victoria Niederhauser. Dean, welcome to the show.
It's great to be here. Thank you.
You bet. It really is an honor. It's a privilege, and it's a lot of fun to have you here with us today. I'm gonna take a quick minute. I want to share your street cred over here, and it's really amazing. So, Dr. Niederhauser, you earned your Doctor of Public Health from the University of Hawaii, Master's in Nursing from Boston College, and your BSN from the University of Massachusetts in Boston, RN diploma at Bridgeport Hospital School of Nursing. You know this, I lived in Boston myself for a couple of years. Great city, great food, maybe not the best of winters. We'll just leave that there. But Dean, the focus of your work was scholarly activities really were around the area of child and adolescent health promotion and disease prevention. You had an emphasis on immunizations, and your motivation to work in this area really comes from your passion to help children and families be healthy, and I think maybe just as important, stay healthy. You published a book called The Core Review for Pediatric Primary Care Nurse Practitioners a couple years back, and I know you've authored over 50 articles, book chapters on child health and education issues. Dean, look, I mean, I could keep going on, but this is only a 25-minute show, okay? Really, truly, though, we're honored to have you with us here today. It really is a joy of ours.
Thank you, and it's wonderful to be here, and just so excited to share a little bit about our College of Nursing here in Knoxville, Tennessee. It is a special place, and as Clinton shared with you, the volunteer spirit is alive, and as you can well imagine, nursing really aligns with that volunteer spirit.
It sure does. Dean, I always like to start in the beginning, and so let me ask you, what brought you down the path to nursing and education?
I always wanted to be a nurse from the time I can remember, and I think I was heavily influenced by my Aunt Carol, who back in the 1950s, drove her blue Plymouth Valiant with her next-door neighbor up to Fairbanks, Alaska, and became a public health nurse up in Alaska, focusing on women and children. And I saw what a life of adventure could be, and I saw this alignment with the nursing profession, and somehow that stuck with me. And it has been the absolute best profession in the world.
Yeah, it's a lot of hard work too, right? I mean, this isn't for the faint of heart. So, Dean, when you completed your bachelor's, were you thinking immediately, or did you kind of think about like a roadmap for yourself? Like, were you thinking next degree, master's, to go for the doctor of public health?
No, not at all. My goal was to be a bedside nurse in a hospital working on a pediatric floor. But I realized a few years into my career that I thought that there could be something more for me. I started thinking about where my passion was, and it was around trying to minimize illness in children by prevention. And I knew the best way to do that was going to be to become a pediatric nurse practitioner. So I really did get a lot of my initial nursing skills under my belt, worked about 5 years in Boston at Children's Hospital, and then decided that I was going to go on and further my education.
Yeah. And that's a lot of work there because, I mean, and you know this, I lived in Boston for a couple of years before I transferred to the University of South Carolina. I was at Northeastern for a couple of years, and so I know that hospital, and I know how important that the work of that hospital is in the community there. It speaks a lot for what your path was.
Yes, and I always tell my nursing students, you need to go and you need to get out there and work in a medical mecca, you know, where the most state-of-the-art care is happening. And a lot of our larger hospitals have those opportunities. And then you can take that information that you've learned and that practice that you've learned, and you can bring it out into more rural communities and really make a difference.
Absolutely. And it's mission critical, I think, right? Especially in those rural communities. They're not hospitals everywhere there, right?
Absolutely.
What brought you to Knoxville?
Well, along the way after my master's degree, I met a guy, who was in the Navy and ended up home porting with him in Honolulu, Hawaii for about 22 years. And during that time, I was practicing as a nurse practitioner, but I also taught nursing. And so I had the fortune of having this great career where I was in the education system in academia, but also in practice as a nurse practitioner. And I did that for about 25 years. But as I was moving up the ranks of a professor at the university after I got my doctorate in public health, I found this little card in the mail, and it was about a nursing leadership program sponsored by Robert Wood Johnson Foundation. And I applied and I got accepted as one of 20 nurses in this program. And it was an awesome 3-year program. And at the end of that program, I decided that, you know, I probably could be a dean. I had been an associate dean, my job prior to my deanship. And so Tennessee was looking for a nurse. And I thought, my gosh, you know, here is a land grant, large public institution, very similar to the University of Hawaii, where I was at. And I just saw so many opportunities here. I saw a lot of folks working very hard, doing amazing things, but nobody was shouting out about what was happening here in Knoxville. So I applied and I got the job, and happy to say that I'm in the middle of my 14th year here in Tennessee.
You're doing an incredible job there. And it's not just the stats that I shared about, right? And I kind of touched on this a little bit earlier, but it's the community that I feel like you've taken the program and really, really expanded it, right? And the impact that you're having. When I say community, I mean the great state of Tennessee, right? Because let's talk a little bit about the Community Registered Nurse Navigator program, because this is very, very unique. Not every university has something like this. And the amount of work that the staff, the students, that they're doing, I mean, it's literally saving lives. Can you tell us a little about the CRNN program?
Yeah, absolutely. Not only do we educate wonderful nurses, advanced practice nurses and nurse scientists who go out and do amazing things, because we're a professional practice discipline, part of what we do needs to be provide a training opportunity for our students, as well as we, as a land grant mission, we want to try to improve our state, the health of our state. And so we are partnering with the Tennessee Department of Health, and we have 16 registered nurses that are living in communities across the state, and they're assigned to 6 or 7 counties, the county they live in, plus surrounding counties. And their job really is to help that community get healthier by trying to minimize barriers to vaccines in young children and older adults. And while they're doing that, they're also doing a lot of other health education, like talking about blood pressure, or talking about infectious diseases, or working with our extension agents in every county to try to help them put on health education opportunities. So I always say that not only are we a great nursing school and have great student outcomes, we are really helping our state to get healthier and stay healthy.
Yeah, in what I think about, because I've met some of these folks and I've talked to them, they help to dispel a lot of myths. I think with like online or social media, there's the opportunity for misinformation is so great. It's never been greater than I feel like it is right now. And having, quote unquote, nurses on the ground here to really dispel that, to really get the right information out, Dean, that saves lives.
Yes, it is. Not only are they helping to educate folks, and nurses are one of the highest trusted professions of all professions. And so they live in those communities. They're there providing service in those communities. And so they build a trusting relationship with parents or adults who might have questions about vaccines and worry about things. And they can hopefully, like you said, dispel the myths and also create pathways to getting vaccines. We have a lot of parents who work, and it's difficult to get to the clinics while you're working, and it's expensive to take time off of work. So can we try to provide vaccines later in the day or on weekends? Those kind of things are the work that these nurses are doing.
I love it. Outstanding. I'm loving the conversation here today. We're going to take a quick break here, and when we come back, we're going to continue the conversation with you, Victoria, and we're going to also talk about the future of nursing, an update on the new building, and a life-changing project that the College of Nursing sponsors. And of course, this is a show about action, and we're going to talk about how alumni, fans, and folks that just love the university can get around. So stick around with us at the Legacy Summit. We'll be back in just a minute.
Experience. It makes all the difference. The Penn Valente Group has decades of experience in navigating clients through various market cycles since the early 1980s. We have the experience investors need to help make the right decisions when it matters most. We invest our time in building strong relationships with our clients. This leads to better outcomes for our clients. Investing for the long run is the right advice, but it ignores basic human nature. The fear and greed cycle leads investors to buy high and sell low. We help our clients become informed investors by maintaining the highest standard of care with consistent communication regardless of the market's direction. We act as the voice of reason with realistic expectations for how markets actually behave. Over shorter periods, market returns have a very wide range of results. Over longer time periods, outcomes tend to center around long-term averages. History matters. We don't panic during times of market stress. Big drawdowns in the stock market have been a common occurrence, and we understand that's typically when our clients need us most, and the manifestation of our work together will likely be most evident. We prefer preparation over panic and understand that though diversification is key, it is also hard. Why? Because true diversification means holding underperforming assets. If everything is working, it means your portfolio is not actually diversified. With the knowledge of behavioral biases such as loss aversion, we understand that losses are more painful than gains are pleasing. The math behind diversification makes sense, but its psychology can be troubling. Experience, it makes all the difference, and that's peace of mind for our clients when it matters most. Give us a call at 214-373-2925 or find us online at PennValenteGroup.com. Let's see how our experience can help you better achieve your goals and enhance your family legacy.
Okay, friends, we are back. We are speaking with Victoria Niederhauser, Dean of the College of Nursing at the University of Tennessee in Knoxville, Tennessee. Dean, let's continue the conversation on nursing. In some ways, I feel like the country may not be fully prepared for the baby boomer retirement wave that's coming. I think some of the numbers are a little over 76 million Americans are in that generation and going to be retiring, and obviously the need for healthcare really starts to grow. Do we have enough nurses in the country to handle this?
That's a great question. No, is the short answer. But let me expand upon that just a little bit for you. You're right. 10,000 baby boomers are turning 65 every single day. And when you look at healthcare utilization and you look at older adults, the amount of healthcare that's used by older adults as you get older is in an upward slope. And so therefore, more nurses are needed both inpatient as well as outpatient. And they also are taking on other jobs like nurse navigators for people who have multiple specialties and multiple physicians and nurses and nurse practitioners they're working with, try to coordinate that care. So we are continuing to face a nursing shortage, both in Tennessee as well as in the nation.
Well, I'm hoping that when folks continue to hear, the amazing story here, and I mean, honestly, just how wonderful everyone that we met at the university was to us, that this really does encourage. Right? It's a lot of hard work, as I tell my daughter, and it should be. Like, I think we want highly educated and super smart nurses out there, but I'm hoping that the part of the outreach that we do here today really encourages folks to ask more questions and to see if this is the right career choice for them,
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And to make sure that we as academics are opening our doors to many more students. And we've done that at the University of Tennessee. It takes a lot to educate one nurse. When you do clinical rotations where you need one faculty member to every 6 students, that takes a lot of faculty members. Yeah. And so we are trying to encourage more people to advance their nursing career and go into education, as well as try to open up our opportunities for our students. University of Tennessee, Knoxville currently has close to 1,300 students. We've over doubled in the last 10 years our numbers of students, and we're going to continue to grow to try to mitigate this shortage.
Outstanding. Dean, I want to switch gears. I want to talk about one of the special projects that the College of Nursing does, and this was so heartwarming. It's called the Precious Prince Project, and like I said, my daughter Jada and I were on campus earlier this year. We met some of your team members, some of your faculty, and a special hello and thank you to Michaela Woodleaf, who is out on maternity leave right now, but she was so wonderful when we met her, and she told us about this project. It really is incredible. Can you talk a little bit about the Precious Prince Project?
This project is so near and dear to my heart. It started about 11 years ago when one of our nursing faculty members had an idea and came to my office, and we sat and we talked about it. And I said, I think we can make this happen. We have a local vendor here in Knoxville that makes charms out of a piece of clay. And, parents take a fingerprint or a footprint of their baby and make it out of this piece of clay, and then it gets fired and it becomes a sterling silver necklace or charm. And so we partnered with that vendor here in Knoxville and went to the Children's Hospital here locally and said, we've got an idea. We would love to provide a momentum to parents who find themselves in the horrible situation of losing a child. And we'd love to partner with you. We don't want this to cost you any money. And we want to be able to educate your nurses on how to make these prints, get them to you, and then make sure that these prints get back to the parents where they can wear a pendant right near their heart. This pendant, this piece of clay that was touched their child gets fired. So it's actually the exact piece. Anyways, we started that about 11, 12 years ago. It's run by our Student Nursing Association, along with a couple of faculty members. And I'm really proud to say that we're in every hospital here in East Tennessee. And we also have a program whereby other hospitals could partner with us, as well as other nursing schools can partner with us. And we'll educate you and help you to build this program for your community. It makes a difference. Every year we do a fun run. It's called the Sprint for the Prince. And we get over 500, 600, 700 people out running. And many of these people are parents who have lost children and received a precious print and take it as a moment to remember a child whose life was cut way too short.
Yeah. And the Student Nurse Association that has run this, I mean, they've touched over 2,000 lives for this, 2,000 families.
Over 2,000 families here, and the Student Nursing Organization run the Sprint for the Prince. They raise money. This doesn't cost hospitals in our area or nursing staff any money. We raise all the money for the kits, to buy the kits for the hospitals.
When I was on campus, the other thing that I saw was the new College of Nursing building, and it's right here. Yeah, it's right. That's it. It's behind you, and we're gonna have a photo here of Jonna, my daughter. It's right behind her, right there. And we're gonna share a quick video because I think it's a great story of what this new building is gonna do. Emilio, let's share that. Let's share that video here. So Dean, the new building is going to be beautiful, obviously. Like we could see the sketch behind you. It's an exciting new chapter for the College of Nursing. Tell us about the building and what you see the group accomplishing with this new state-of-the-art facility.
Yes, it's going to be almost 120,000 square feet. About 1/3 of the whole building is experiential learning for our students. We have a simulated hospital. We have simulated outpatient rooms for our nurse practitioners and our CRNA students to work in. There's going to be opportunities in the classrooms for collaborative learning spaces, as well as we have 3 big areas that the students are going to be able to gather, relax, grab a bite to eat, study in this area. It is going to be transformative for our nursing school. And we are so excited to open the doors in the summer of 2025. I can't
wait. I'm going to fly up. I'll fly up for it. I'll be there. I will be there. I will be there. I'm going to switch gears again. I was going to kind of lie to you and say this is the last time, but it's not. I know I'll switch gears a couple more times. There's so much to cover here. But obviously as a wealth manager, most folks, they think all day what we're doing here is talking about money, stocks, and bonds and things of this nature. In reality, what we're doing is we're helping to build or protect legacies for the folks that we serve. And there's a saying that I love that tradition is not the worship of ashes, but it's the preservation of fire. And I want to spend some time now talking about how the community out there, the folks that are watching this, that are hearing this, all the viewers, and how we can get them involved. And I want to expand the conversation to bring on Diana Eagle onto the show. Diana, are you with us? There you are. Welcome on the show. Diana, you're the Senior Director of Advancement for the University of Tennessee College of Nursing. You obviously play an incredible story here. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hi, thanks for having me, Antonio. I was hired 6 years ago by Dr. Niederhauser to raise philanthropic support for the College of Nursing. We have grown a lot in my time here. One of the most exciting pieces of my job has been watching this building come up from the ground. It's been a monumental task. It's the biggest thing I've ever done in my career. It was a huge gift from an alumnus that started the process, a transformational $7.5 million gift that gave us the green light to start construction on a new building. And we have been plowing ahead on that ever since. And we're 1 year away from opening the doors and putting plaques on the walls announcing who's named these spaces and what scholarships they've endowed along the way.
It's outstanding. Super, super, super exciting. Diana, the first thing I want to talk about is the Night and Gala. It's scheduled for Friday, November 8th. It's going to be at the Mill and Mine in downtown Knoxville. I mean, look, it sounds fun. It's a silent auction with some really cool stuff. You got great food, drinks, live music. I mean, it's all the things I love. Tell us a little bit about it.
I'm biased, but we have the best silent auction around. It is an evening to celebrate nursing, celebrate our vol nurses, celebrate the profession. We give 2 awards, an alumni award for outstanding excellence in your profession and honoring a nurse champion. This person is a community member or possibly a nurse that has really been an advocate for nursing our students in the college. We have a live auction. We have our unbeatable silent auction, the best in town. It's poised right before Christmas, so Christmas shopping can be done at this event, and we end the night with some dancing and having fun.
It sounds fun, and you know what? I'm coming out. We're going to come out to it. We want to sponsor a table, and Dean, we want to give some of the tickets to our table as maybe as gifts to some faculty members or some students too within the College of Nursing that you feel have earned that special privilege to be there. If it's okay with you, we'd love to do that.
Oh, thank you very much, Antonio. Yes, absolutely. That would be wonderful.
Awesome. All right. So we're going to be there. And I tell you what, I'm going to stay the next day too, because the Vols are playing Mississippi State. And I mean, don't quote me on this, but Vols by 50. That's what I'm saying. Let's talk about fundraising for the University of Tennessee College of Nursing. It's easy to get involved and to be part of the amazing story at the College of Nursing. And whether you're an alumni, student, or fan, I think this could be part of your legacy. Diana, the university makes it easy to give back and to be part of the winning tradition, right? And to be part of a story that I think is just, frankly, larger than our own personal selves. There are many ways to give, and I know in my conversations with you, no amount is too small. Walk us through a little bit on how folks can give back and be part of the experience at the College of Nursing.
Love to, Antonio. There are several ways to give. A great resource is our website we've got an alumni and giving section that will walk you through that, but I am just a phone call away. The greatest part of my day is connecting with people, building relationships, talking to donors. So do not hesitate to call me. My number is on our nursing website. Send me an email. It's easy. Diana Eagle at utk.edu. And I'm happy to connect with anyone to find a pathway to supporting students and supporting the college. We say at UT, any gift, any size, and that's the truth. You start from the ground up, and we appreciate every donation. You can give through, whether it's a cash gift, maybe a credit card donation where you're getting Sky Miles, or an IRA QCD. You're getting, you're at a certain age where you've got to spend that qualified charitable distribution. We're here, and I can walk you through that process. I want to make it as easy as possible, and I can talk to you about how you can make a legacy, how your gift can far extend past even 10, 20 years, your lifetime. The College of Nursing will still be here, and there'll still be a need for nurses.
Absolutely. Diana, we're sharing the website and your contact info because you're right. It's not just about a one-time gift. There's recurring gifts and, what you talked about, like a charitable donation. I mean, folks could really do this, help move some assets out of the estate tremendous tax benefits, of course, to donors. But they're really being part of something that I think is something really special. Giving back to the program, you always feel great. And you just know that you're just part of something that's changing lives out there. I mean, that's really what happens to it. Dan, I know you've got an envelope there for us. You go ahead and open it. Amelia, you're gonna add a little jingle to that.
Oh, Antonio, thank you very much for your donation. And you have made it to the College Fund for Nursing. That's a wonderful place for contributions to land. It's unrestricted resources for the dean to apply to top priorities, current needs, and it gives us the latitude to hit what's important right now for today's students. And I see there's also some information about a matching gift in here too.
Yeah. So we think it's important. So there are a lot of folks out there, if you're working for an organization and you love the story, I don't know how you can't love the story of what's going on here. You can make that donation. You'll get an immediate receipt right online, and then spend the extra 2 minutes, call your human resources, go online at your organization, and you can probably see that your organization is going to match that contribution. So if you donated $100, that match is going to be a contribution really to the school for $200. If you did $1,000, it's $2,000. So I think that matching a contribution if your organization does that is a great way to double your generosity to the university.
Wow. Absolutely.
Well, this is fun. It's informative. We talked a great deal about University of Tennessee, Knoxville, the College of Nursing program, the Precious Prince program, and how folks can get involved too with the amazing story in Knoxville. Dean, if you could have one wish granted for you for the school, what would it be?
What a great question. I think my one wish would be every student, every opportunity. And what I mean by that is I want every student to be able to take any opportunity, every opportunity that they have while they're within our four walls of the University of Tennessee. And I want to be able to support them in doing it. And again, like Diana said, and you said, the way we get that support is through philanthropic gifts. I want to be able to fund a student who has never gotten on an airplane to go to Kenya and provide care out in the rural community there, or to go to Belize and run clinics out where there's no roads and no health care. I want every student to have the opportunity to advance their education and become a nurse practitioner or a nursing faculty and getting their PhD and doing research. So every student, every opportunity, I want to give them that. And that's my goal. And that's a lot of students. I'm almost 1,300.
Yeah, Dean, I love it. Every student, every opportunity. I love that. We'll be using that quote, and we're going to quote you with that because that's a great one. Last question, Dean. Who would you like to thank?
Oh my gosh. Who would I like to thank? I think one of the top people I would love to thank is my bosses, Provost John Zomchek and Chancellor Dondi Plowman, for understanding the investment in nursing and what we need to be able to continue to do what we do and how they support us in nursing. I also want to thank my incredible faculty members who spend way more hours than most professionals do, making sure that our students are prepared to go out there and do the hard work of the nurse. And finally, our hardworking staff. Our staff are our backbone of what we do. We can't do what we do without that support. So there's a lot of people to thank. And every single one of those donors who, like Diana said, no matter what, have given. And it might be their time, their talents, their treasure, but they've given to nursing. And I can guarantee that every single one of them have made an excellent investment in nursing.
Agreed. Dean, I'll tell you who I want to thank. I want to thank you for your friendship, the kindness that the College of Nursing has shown me and my daughter when we were on campus. I want to thank you for taking time for being on the show here today. I want to thank Michaela Woodleaf, the advisor recruiter for the College of Nursing. Kara Clark, I feel like I've talked with her about 1,000 times. She's wonderful. She's the Director of Public Relations and External Affairs. Dr. Angela Briggs, the Director of Student Services. Mary Hensley Miles, Executive Assistant. She's fantastic. Of course, Diana, I want to thank you, Senior Director of Advancement. And Clinton Brown, as well, our local admissions counselor here, the entire staff at the College of Nursing and faculty as well, for this opportunity to have you here today. There's just one more thing. Go Vols.
Thank you so much, Antonio.
You bet.
Thank you, Antonio.
You bet. It's our privilege. It's our privilege. It's our honor to have you all here today. And we are out of time here today. And again, my name is Antonio Valente. I'm a wealth manager here in Dallas, Texas. We're servicing clients across the country. And if you want to be a guest on a Legacy Summit or need assistance with family wealth planning or your legacy, reach out to me. Legacies are made and protected with intentionality and purpose. And my team and I are ready to have that legacy conversation with you. Thank you, and God bless.